When people look at me, they say, "You are a fat black woman. How dare you speak up? You just should be appreciative. We invited you to the party."
The conversation that we're kind of leaning into now is about this whole, what does it start? I feel like it may have started around Precious. And it says that you were, and you put this out here, you were paid $50,000 for the role.
Yes.
So upon approaching that role, it wasn't like a big money play. It was more so of what, camaraderie at the time?
I'll tell you what it was. It was me saying to my friend, to Lee Daniels, "Yo, you gonna trust me to do this?" He was like, "Yo, that shit is crazy, right?" So it was me saying to me, this is something different. And I can't believe this person is going to trust me to do it. I wasn't caught up in the money because it was my friend. And it was also my friend that said, it's $50,000, but you get 5% of the movie. So it was taken under that. That's what the deal was when I did it. I never did it looking at, it's all this money, because as I said to Lee Daniels, when he thought, and this is to show you how little black women are paid in this business. This is after the Parkers. This is the success of the Parkers and other things. And Lee Daniels says to me in my dressing room, "Bitch, I got you $50,000. I really got you paid." And I said to Lee, "Lee, I say this with all humility. Do you know I make $50,000 in 1 hour of stand-up when I walk on a stage? So I don't want you to think for a second that this is a big payday for me in doing this film. This is me saying, brother, I appreciate you even asking me to do it." But in his mind, $50,000 was a lot of money to pay a black woman. So it's a lot of little things that are being said that we miss. But if you really listen, you understand just how devalued we've always been in this industry.
And please know that was not a deal. That was at a time where I did not negotiate that.
What would you have negotiated?
Well, I don't know but what I would have definitively done was gotten a better understanding of what back end really meant and where it was in conjunction to where he was offering, because I'm still gonna put her first from a standpoint of, this is your man. If that's your man and you trying to give him a solid and y'all trying to build together, if you do this in the right way, you can be Scorsese and De Niro in your own right.
Right. And you mentioned the being contractually obligated to promote the film. That was the big conversation, and they spent it and made you seem difficult to work with. Interesting enough, there was a New York Times article or interview that you and Lee did together, and went on, and I'll read a quote from it. It says, "Mr. Daniels makes it clear that the support he needed from Monique from the film came on the set."
That's all he needed from me. And he said it. Monique gave me everything I needed on that set. So there was nothing else for me to give.
However, if you read more into that article, the irony is she's sitting there doing an interview with the New York Times as they're talking about her preparing for the interview she's going to do the cover for, I believe it was for Vanity Fair.
Okay.
So, and Lee Daniels acquired the help of Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey after Monique had done the interview on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And the reason why they approached me to ask about Monique traveling to Cannes was because of the incredible way she had promoted the movie thus far. So there was nothing in her contract for her to do anything with Lionsgate because her deal was with Lee Daniels Entertainment from a domestic capacity, and only with things she was able to do. Because you must understand, and he said it, they did not expect this movie to be an attraction when you're highlighting two big black women on screen, only to find out differently.
In layman's terms, Lee was wanting you to continue to promote the film.
Well, I want to play it fair. It wasn't just Lee.
Okay.
It was Lee Daniels, it was Oprah Winfrey, it was Tyler Perry, it was Lionsgate. It was a slew, if you want to call that. It was a slew of people that wanted me to work for free. And I was not willing to work for free.
And that was their one request, or was it multiple things, or what is it?
Oh, baby, it was multiple requests. It was multiple hits. It was hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up.
I noticed that Lee, in 2015, he said this is show business. He emphasized that. You just were on the Steve Harvey show. Steve Harvey went on to mention the same thing. We in the money game. Those two seems like consistent themes of integrity or your character versus just getting to the check. When you heard Lee say that, and he was emphasizing that you were blackballed at the time, that's when it started being pushed out there in the media. What was your reaction upon hearing him say that?
Well, I agree with him. It is show business. But what they don't count on is the talent knowing the business. They just want us to know the show. So when Lee started pushing that you've been blackballed, she's been blackballed, no one was courageous enough to say, what did she do? I watched Don Lemon. I watched the brothers and sisters in media. No one said, well, what did she do? When he was on Don Lemon, he said she made demands. As sharp as Don Lemon is, Don didn't say, well, tell me the demands that she made. And had it come out, well, she was just asking to be respected. See, all of that would have come out then. But you know what also is an issue that people are really afraid to touch on? Because Serena Williams just came out recently and said, I'm going to fight for equality, as she is supposed to. When people look at me, they say, you are a fat black woman. How dare you speak up? You just should be appreciative. We invited you to the party. So you, not only are you black, you're a woman, but you fat too, and you want us to pay attention? See, when the white women say it, they get standing ovations. We must applaud that. What was different about when I said it? What was different about when I said we have to fight for equality?
Recently, with Mr. Daniels, his shows were canceled. In terms of Lee seeing what's going on with him, what was your general reaction? As far as he's been in some negative headlines too. Dame Dash, they've been disputing, and his image has also, it's been changed a little bit. Your reaction to seeing what's going on with him?
First, let me say this so that I'm clear. I love Lee Daniels. And I think Lee Daniels is one of the most brilliant writers and directors of our time. And I don't get off on saying any of my brothers and sisters what people may believe is their demise. Because Lee Daniels' show Lee Daniels didn't get canceled. Hundreds of people got canceled. Hundreds of people lost their jobs. So I don't applaud that at all. So I want to be clear about that. But I also want to say that when it first hit, and this is why I say to black women, don't be so quick to discount your black man. When it first hit, my husband said to me, Mama, we know what's right and we won't waver from it. It'll turn. It'll turn because people will understand the truth. It's okay to stand in wrong right now if they think we're wrong, but history will show that you were standing for right. So I believe all universal law is doing is saying what you put out is what you get back.